We're going to go to Super Chat very, very soon. Sunshine, painful day today. What do you think Man United can do to improve on this? Is this about the manager moving on? Do you think Ineos should act, or did you expect these teething problems at the start of this campaign?
I'd be lying if I said I'd expect the teething problems as per se your words, bro. Firstly, I have to be a man of my word and apologize to Hossam. That's first and foremost paramount. You know, I'm never too proud to say I overstepped the boundaries. Liverpool can always suck my left testicle 24/7, but after today, you've got bragging rights. So, yeah, I can't even say anything. I think I'm disappointed, Terry, in the simple fact that I felt we could go toe to toe with Liverpool and just have a genuine, unbiased, objective, quality game today. That's why I'm more disappointed. What I saw today was something of old, where again, like we've said many times, the mentality was just shifted. Now, the first 10 minutes, I'm trying to break the game down, was seemingly end to end, in my opinion. Liverpool having the better chances, I believe, but when we did break, it was like, again, we weren't clinical enough in the final third. Couldn't make the last ball, or that one pass you needed to create a big opportunity. And how long have I been saying for the past 3 seasons, Terry, we need clinical forwards in the final ends? How many times have I been saying, I don't care if you play a better style of football. I don't care if the keeper can pass the ball 10 yards, 15 yards accurately. When it comes down to it, if you can't put the ball in the net or create big enough chances, what is the point? It makes no sense to me. And I've always stood on the notion that we needed strikers and we've needed clinical forwards in those positions. Because respectfully, going to talk football here, take my bias hat off. One thing I do credit Liverpool for is that even when they play poorly, they can still find the net and bag. And that's why they win most of their games, even when they play poorly. In the end of the results, you're going to look at the end of the table and go, we've got our results because we've got the most points. Therefore, you start to forget about half of the bad performances. But for some reason, Man United fans think tick-a-tack of football and possession-based ball is going to be the difference that's going to get you over the line. And I'm sorry, it's never been the case for the past 3 years. Yes, today was, again, in isolation, was definitely on Casemiro's mistake. When it was the 10 minutes where it was going end to end, I do believe that one moment that actually shocked us was like enough to kill our mentality. Again, another issue that Manchester United has had. There's been times when we have to go 2-3 goals down to all of a sudden play Ten Hag football or whatever you wanted to label it as last season. That should not be happening at Man United. So there is a fragile mentality that's still leaking within in this club. We saw it against Brighton when Maguire should have cleared it, and then obviously right at the back post we're holding on and scraping for a point or whatever. So there are clearly areas within this Manchester United team, regardless of style, regardless of players you bring in, that definitely need to change, and that will take time, sadly. However, today, we didn't even get out of gear one at all for me, Terry. And the most disappointing thing for me and my criticism for Ten Hag is, why is Rashford starting today? There's no reason why you dropped my star boy, Amad Diallo. I've been banging on about Amad Diallo. You guys can vouch for it since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Since he made that his first debut, I literally looked at that kid and said, he's got absolute balls of steel. Like, the movements he makes off the ball are crazy, like adult-esque. That header that he scored, to time that run, yes, Bruno, beautiful ball. I'm taking it back now. But to time that run the way he did, I was looking at this guy thinking, there's no fear. He's great on the ball. His balance is absolutely perfect, and his link-up play is great. The only thing that you could go against him is probably his strength or weakness. But his low center of gravity, for me, keeps him on his feet 24/7. So more time, he's getting fouled. So I don't understand why this kid hasn't had his chances. And today, you've started a Rashford who's been bang out of form. He's whipped 3 balls in the second half, and people think, yeah, he's been amazing. Amad Diallo has to start regardless. Garnacho and Rashford can fight out for the left wing place. In my opinion, Garnacho starts today. And that's the be-all and end-all. And yes, Casemiro should have got subbed at half-time. We've all said Ten Hag makes late substitutions. The past 3 games, he's made substitutions at half-time, made a difference. Fair play. Zirkzee should be scoring his goals. Gives us an inkling of confidence back that we could get something from the game, but we're not clinical enough. The reality is we didn't have Ugarte on the bench because I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to disrespect Collier too tough because it's a Liverpool derby. You're coming on in the losing position. Confidence is low. It's not fair on the kid. Respectfully, he's just a kid. Do you know what I mean? That's your debut. But if Ugarte comes off the bench, do you know what I mean? I feel like you have a bit of solidity. You probably go and bag your goals. When you're 3-0 down and you get those chances, Zirkzee, you got to put the ball in the back of the net. And it comes back to exactly what I said, and I'll finish this as I've started. We haven't got clinical forwards in this team. And big up, I want to say M or Mizzy. It is Miz, isn't it?
Who? Me?
You, bro. Yeah.
Oh, D.
Oh, D. My apologies, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been saying for the longest about the De Gea and prioritizing forwards. Like prioritize clinical players in the final third, because you can create enough chances, you can create less. But guaranteed, if you've got clinical finishers or people who can literally put the ball on a plate around that area, you're more than likely going to win your games even when you perform or underperform. For 3 seasons, I've been saying it. I'm sick and tired of it. And it's always a simple case of those who don't hear will feel. Now the United fans are feeling, because this is a load of bullshit to me. Past 3 games you've played, Terry, we could have easily bagged more goals, should have bagged more goals, and it's been absolutely woeful. So, yeah, man. Hopefully we can bring back Højlund. His conversion rate's better than any other forward we've got, sadly. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens, man. Have to wait and see.
You can say buy more attackers, but the attacking structure is crap. So even if we have these big firing clinical strikers, how the hell are we going to get the ball to them?
I disagree with you.
From the back, from where we start from the back in the defense all the way to the forward line, it takes so long for the ball to get up there. It's very easy for the passing lane to be cut off and pressed out of us, and we just can't do anything. There's no point. I get what you're saying. Get these clinical guys.
No, not even. Score. All right,
but we can't. Our build-up is poor. Our attacking
KJ, for the past 3 seasons, bro, I've been saying this. Have I not? Past 3 seasons, and I even said to you, lot. I said, when you go and deep it, when we had De Gea, right? One of the best defensive structures in Europe, not just the league, in Europe. And I said, in order for Ten Hag to do well with that team, because, again, I have to repeat this now. I said, in order for Ten Hag to do well, because he was naive, most managers on average get about 2 seasons at Manchester United. And he's in his 2nd season. I literally said, build off the defense that you've created. Keep the shape and formation that you've done that allows you a little bit more time. Add clinical strikers to that, because our creative chances that season was nowhere near as bad as what people thought. We weren't the greatest in the league. I think maybe 7th or 8th. Correct me if I'm wrong. Could have been higher for creative chances within the Premier League. But add clinical strikers to that first season that Ten Hag's had. I think you're more comfortably going into your 3rd season
But guys, I think you're arguing over the like different points, but I think you're both right, right? In the sense of, I think some of it is personnel. You need better players, yes. But I think there is an element here that the players don't believe in what they're doing. I don't think the players like the way they have to leave the midfield exposed. That then makes you feel under pressure. If I mess this up, we're exposed. All these things get into your head and make it harder to take players on, harder to score goals. When you watch the better teams play football, there is a relaxed nature about them. I've seen this broken down really well during the Olympics by Michael Johnson and Rebecca Adlington when it came to swimming. And they would look at people in the pool or on the track and say, she's trying too hard. He's running too hard. It's ruining this form. You see the pressure that's seeping through. There was a big race in the 1500 and the favorite went out like a bull in a china shop to begin with. The pressure got to him. He ended up fading and coming like 6th. And all Michael Johnson said is it's nothing to do with him not being good enough to run that fast. He mentally got it wrong, and that impacted what he did. And I think so much of Man United's problems is about how the players are thinking and feeling. And that is the head coach's job, is to make the team feel confident in what is actually a very simplistic game to play football. The tacticos online make it sound like rocket science. They make it sound like you're trying to fucking colonize Mars. It isn't that difficult. You know, the amount of times I see football fans, I'll go 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. They're practically the same fucking thing. Why do we spend all our time debating them? That they're pretty much the same thing. You know, Odegaard, Bruno, and KDB don't play the same role. Their heat maps are fucking identical, you morons. Like, stop overcomplicating it. With Man United, I'm not calling you boys morons. I get what you're saying. We need to be more clinical. But we also need a system that makes the players feel confident. I know some people don't like Rashford, but when Rashford doesn't have the confidence to take people on, it is what it is now. Ahmad, I want him in the team. You keep playing Ahmad for the next 2 or 3 years and change nothing at the club, he'll be where Rashford is. Do you know how we know? Because every fucker's gone down that path. And that's why I'm looking here at Ineos. I'm not having a go at them. I'm not attacking them. It's what I'm looking to see this time round is do you make a decision sooner rather than later? Every other time it started like this or it's gone wrong, we have just kicked that can down the road for weeks and weeks and months and thrown seasons away. I don't think our team and our squad is as bad as it looks in moments in these games. I think with a head coach doing a better job, we would be a better team. We need loads of work done to this squad. We're not near Liverpool's level. We're not near Arsenal's level. We're not near Man City's level. But we should still be able to play better. Why? Because teams that will finish below us in the league have had better structures than us for years.
And really quickly, sorry, just on that point, and that was, to me, that was a scary thing about extending Ten Hag, in that these players have had him. They've had the same voice for 2 years, going on to 3 years now. So that the minute that something goes wrong, they're like, this is deja vu for them. The confidence goes out the window the minute something goes wrong. It's like, oh, we've all been here before. So there's and I feel like when you hear the same voice telling you the same things every day and it doesn't work every day, to me, on a psychological level, the players must be like, why does he keep saying that this is what we need to do when he said that this is what we need to do? And every time we've tried it, it hasn't worked. So then it gets to a point where it's like, well, maybe is it me? That's when you have the players underplaying themselves. And
I'm going to go to you in a second, Rat, because I've got a bit of background noise coming from you. It reminds me, do you remember that famous moment where Wenger took off Oxlade-Chamberlain against Man United and Van Persie put his arms out and said, what the hell are you doing? It's those moments. Now, we haven't maybe had those gestures from players, but they are definitely thinking, in my personal opinion, what the Old Trafford fans thought today when Rashford stayed on. They're probably sitting there and thinking, what the hell are you doing? And I see a lot of people in the comments saying, Terry, you said it was a new direction. You said that new decisions will be made. Yes. I also said there's going to be peaks and troughs. This is one of those moments, but it's about how you react to it.